is affordable and what is expensive in the Philippines? And there's a basic question, like foreigners always tell themselves, like, it's so much cheaper to live in the Philippines. It's really cheap to live in the Philippines. Today in this video, I discuss about my opinions on how cheap it is or how expensive it is to live in the Philippines. What's up everyone, this is Gilson Vergara back again with another video. This is Duma Life and welcome to the channel. Today is Expat Wednesday, where we discuss things about being an expat in the Philippines or going to the Philippines, transitioning in the Philippines. And I'm just sharing with you some advice and opinions. Just to let you know, I am Filipino American. I have lived in the Philippines. I live in New York now. But I have, for many years, I've gone back and forth. I have a house over there. I have businesses over there. And I wanted to give you my opinion as to how cheap or expensive the Philippines is. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for tuning into the channel. Really appreciate it. And if you don't mind, smash that like button if you want a picture of a beach. Did you do it? Please do it. Thank you. Helps the channel a lot. And as promised, that's your picture of a beautiful beach. Many people opt to go to the Philippines to potentially live, or countries like the Philippines, because it's cheaper. And this is going to be a quick video about my experiences there that can potentially help you. Let me just preface this as like my top three, or my tops, as in what's expensive and what is cheap, okay? Cheap is such a bad word. More affordable, okay? And the things that you can really enjoy in the Philippines because it's so affordable. Affordable. What's affordable? Food is pretty affordable. Food. I'm talking about, you can go out to a restaurant, 4 to 6, maybe 8 of you guys. You might get it done with 1,000 pesos, close to under even $100. Because I've taken my friends and family out when they're visiting from the Philippines or from abroad. We have gone to Korean restaurants, any type of themed restaurants, and more in the upper class, or what's considered more expensive. And I didn't even pay more than like 5,000 pesos for like 8 people, for 4 to like, let's say 4 to 8 people. And for me, that's amazing, because you can literally save so much money when it comes to food in the Philippines. When it comes to even healthy food, going to the market, it's like pennies on the dollar, especially like if you're living on a pension or you have a business that can support a healthy living. You can literally buy a food item for yourself and spend, let's break it down like this. You can pretty much, for yourself, eat maybe breakfast, lunch, and dinner, decent spots, nothing on the like really low side of, spending, maybe right in the middle, because I'm right in the middle all the time. I'll spend less than 1,000 pesos, which is less than, $20 at best. That's if you go out all the time. I prepare my food at home, so when I go out, my wife and I, we'll probably spend 600 pesos, which is roughly around $11, $12 if anything. So food is generally more affordable in the Philippines. Now, when you go to the big cities, different story. Sometimes they'll compete with American prices. So be careful. Take that with a grain of salt depending on where you're going. Smaller towns, smaller cities, probably a bit more affordable, right? Number 2 is going to be like transportation. Driving around, going to travel and things like that, pretty affordable. Like, and I know in Dumaguete for a fact, like, it might only cost 8 pesos to ride around the city. So literally, you can go around the city, drive around. It's pretty affordable transportation wise. Even taxis, some of them will rip you off, but they have Grab and things like that to really kind of mitigate certain things now. It's getting better now. Going around town, doing land trips, getting on a series bus, going to hikes, going out to the different beaches and things like that. Travel is so affordable. Now this is me talking about pre-COVID stuff. At the present moment right now, it's still, people are still going out. I have family that's still going out in or around town, going out to the mountains, practicing social distancing and everything. But travel is affordable for me, especially like when I have to do island hopping. The ferry might cost 200 to 300 pesos. So for me, travel has to be up there when it comes to affordability. Opposed to here in America, it's really hard to go out of state and drive around on the weekends here. So especially here in New York. In the Philippines, especially like Dumaguete, there's so many falls, there's so many attractions around town. You might do like a weekend trip to Siquijor or Cebu or Bohol and things like that. There's a lot of things there. Travel for me is pretty affordable in the Philippines. And number three, this is more like business wise, and if you're living there more for good or even there long term, labor is pretty cheap. Like seriously, labor. Like when you want to get things done and you have a bulk of money, you want to expand your business or expand your house. Like if we're talking about doing things on homes, a bit more affordable than it is here in America, right? So like I've done the interior of my house, the whole interior, tiles, bathroom, and everything else. It might have cost me $3,000, which is significantly cheaper than if I were to do it here in America. And everyone knows this. If you guys live in America, comment on below how much it was to fix your kitchen or bathroom or redesign your home. I want to know the cost that you guys put into your home in America compared to for those guys who do revisions and things like that in the Philippines. Comment down below as well. So let's go into the expensive stuff. Like what I believe. I'm pretty frugal, so this list might not be on your list when it comes to expensive, but for me, I'm pretty frugal, so understand my mindset. Okay, anything luxury in the Philippines is money. It might be more money than it is here in America, right? I have gone shopping to Lacoste, Gucci, and all these nice stores, right? I usually buy stuff for sale. I will buy a Lacoste shirt in the Philippines. When it comes to other luxurious things like a nice car, it's gonna cost you a bit more, especially if it's not built or really like mainly distributed there in the Philippines. Even with that, like Altis, Corollas, Honda Civics, all these even cars that are somewhat cheap in America are also expensive in the Philippines. For me, they're very luxurious. Like not your average person is going to purchase let's just say a Land Cruiser. Like anything luxury, just like with anything else, in America it costs money, but in the Philippines it costs way more money. The thing about America is you can leverage your credit here. In the Philippines, it's very, very hard. I've never gotten any credit cards in the Philippines, and I wouldn't want to. I'm not really too familiar with like the credit, interest and stuff like that. But mostly in the Philippines, everything is everything is pay cash or pay up front, and that's because the culture is there. They're slowly integrating this credit system, but all in all, it's mostly pay as you go. It's really hard to fake it till you make it in the Philippines, opposed to here. Here in America, you can have regular guys with nice cars, but nobody really knows what's really happening in their life. In the Philippines, generally speaking, when you see somebody with a nice car, most of the time they're going to a nice house. When I say nice car, I'm talking about really luxurious cars, right? Those are not common people, right? Those are like either generational wealth people, they're in good industries. Another thing I found expensive was technology. When you want to acquire cell phones, laptops, and things like that, they're asking high dollar for it, and the specs are not even that good, right? They're like you can get a nice, like let's say a TV, right? Like a nice, OLED or those big TVs now, like 75-inch. The same TV in the Philippines might cost like $3,000 and up, $4,000 and up, USD, not pesos. So pretty expensive. So once again, for those people who have these things, generally speaking, they have real money in their hands and they can just push it out like that. Unless they just, I don't know why they would get a loan for a TV. I don't think that's a good idea. But, to each his own. So back to my point, luxury items are pretty expensive in the Philippines, especially if they're imported into the Philippines. Yeah, that's all I have in my brain at the moment as to what is affordable and what is expensive in the Philippines. And foreigners always tell themselves it's so much cheaper to live in the Philippines. If you want to live a simple life, because labor is affordable, going around town is affordable, food is affordable, and for the most part, if your pension or your 401k or however you're getting money in your retirement age or whatever age you're in, living there as renting is decently affordable. Like I've seen foreigners live in little spots for like 3,000 pesos, And I've seen foreigners go into bigger spots for like $300 or $400 a month. However, when it comes to actually acquiring assets, trying to live a particular life, it might not be that affordable. Like, I have friends with like legit nice cars, your Skylines, Mustangs 5.0s, F-150 Raptors, Land Cruisers, G5 wagons. But it's attainable here in America through credit and things like that. But there in the Philippines, no. You gotta have some real money behind that. You know what I'm saying? With that said, it is to a degree affordable to live in the Philippines, as I said before, if you can live a simple life. If you want the extravagance and things like that, just like with anything else, be prepared to pay extra. Don't be blinded as in like, yo, I'm gonna go to the Philippines and live like a king and have this and have that. You're still gonna live with a budget. Now, you can get more with your budget because you have, you're utilizing American money to purchase in Philippine pesos. Yeah, that makes sense. But when you start creeping into, I need a new iPhone 12, my girl needs a new iPhone 12 and this and that, then that's when things get a bit tricky. Because now you're really putting money out and things like that. And also, you're paying top dollar for not really up to date, technology practices and things like that. So put that in the mix of your things, and maybe specking out some Windows products. And if you're gonna do technology stuff, then maybe you can kind of come ahead when it comes to piecing things out. But if you're gonna buy a MacBook Pro or anything like that in the Philippines, it's gonna cost you money. It's gonna cost you money, right? If you're gonna buy really nice TVs and things like that, it's gonna cost you money. But hopefully this video helped you in any way. I want to stay busy as possible and help as many people as possible in any way. So I would love it for you to comment down below any video ideas you want me to cover and things like that. As I said on my Peso Monday videos, for those of you who want more advice, opinion, have a one-on-one talk, I'm offering 3 spots on Saturdays, 3 20-minute spots to come talk to me. I'm going to put my email down below, right down here, where I'm speaking below, right down here. Just contact me. I'll set up a time frame for us to speak. And whatever questions you want from me or however I can help you, I'll be more than willing to help you guys. I'm trying to build up my client base for my consulting business here in America. It's more on the business side, like, how to set up businesses and how to, strategize and things like that. But I'm wanting to do a segment of consultation for expats who want connections, who want me to help them, help me interpret a strategy or get things a bit more refined in their processing and their brain on how to go forward with moving to the Philippines and things like that. Once again, my name is Gilson Vergara, and I want you to take care, stay safe. COVID is starting to spike again. Just be careful out there. And I hope everything is well with you guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.